We're live. Thank you guys for waiting around. Some of you guys have been waiting for about 3 hours. I've been having some internet difficulties, so I don't know what the quality of this live stream is going to be or not. Let me know if it's okay or not. If you can hear me and whatnot. We also have a special guest today. A minute ago, I asked my wife if she would join us, and she's here. So if you have any questions, let me know. I'll get to them in a second. But in today's video, what I plan to do is kind of just take you guys around the gallery. We're going to feed the fish. We're going to do an update on every tank. And, just kind of relax. I had a really busy weekend. I think I have a small case of pneumonia. I can't shake this cold. It's starting to make me think that I'm actually really sick. But it's getting better. With that said, a couple of little quick announcements. This Saturday, I'll be in Aurora, Colorado. I'm going to be doing a live presentation there at Aquatic Kingdoms. I believe that's what it's called. All the details are on my Facebook page under events. The weekend after, I'll be in Maryland, where we will be at the Big Fish Deal. I'll be doing a presentation there as well. Can't wait to see many of you guys there. And then, of course, in June, I'm speaking at Reefapalooza as well. These are the last 3 events of the entire year. I'm not planning anything else, and I don't plan on taking on anything else, but there you have it. Let's move on to some updates. I'll show you a few things, and then I'm going to get my wife to kind of feed some of the tanks that are more on her level, because these are quite high, and I do got to climb some ladders. Let's start off. Let me see here. How do I switch this? Let's start off. Oh boy, these tanks ever look horrible on this. The lights are actually dimming, but the cell phone here, and again, we're live, but the cell phone is kind of blowing them out of proportion. You'll notice the peacocks are now in. These guys went through a heavily medicated quarantine process of, I think it was about 3 or 4 weeks. I'm going to show you guys how to do that in a future video, one that I have a high success rate in treating fish. But for now, let me get some food for them. These guys prefer some little pellets. Actually, they'll eat bigger pellets, but I'm gonna make them eat everything else that I have first before I crack open another thing. The thing about these Africans, these are Malawi African cichlids. They're all male peacocks. OBs is what I was talking about for these guys. These are OB peacocks. A lot of people hate them because they're hybrids. I think they're absolutely stunning, but that's just my lack of knowledge with African cichlids, specifically Malawi. We'll cover that in a future video though. I'm gonna give these guys some food. These guys are so aggressive in eating and will eat pretty much anything, which made medicating them a breeze. I medicate their water as well as their diet. These guys are basically going through some crazy treatment. You're gonna see them, they go nuts. Nom, 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 nom. So the thing about Malawi cichlids is I always used to hate them. I'll tell you why in a second. Just back here, spin this around. You can look at me and you can look at these guys. So the one thing I didn't like about Malawi cichlids for the longest time is that every Malawi tank looked the same. Everybody kind of had the same fish. But that's not really the case. Some of them just look really similar. I never truly appreciated their beauty until I got them myself in person. Then I realized, wow, this is why they're so popular. Hugely active, always, moving around and doing something in the tank. Easy to feed, easy to keep, and just a nice splash of color in the tank. These guys are all around the bottoms right now trying to eat. My apologies for the quality of the video. Again, we are live from my cell phone, and my internet, I swear, is just 3 twist ties tied to the telephone pole outside. That's basically what it seems like. 3,000 watching, 695 likes. Can I get some love? Sorry I didn't put on a regular shirt, but I did make sure it was black. Let's move on. I can't believe I'm so nervous. Not because of you guys are here, because my wife is here. I know, she's hot, calm down. She was nervous, of course. It's not easy to jump in front of thousands of people. And I thought, just minutes ago, I was like, hey, come on out. So she didn't get time to go and put her face on or get all pretty for you guys. But I think she's hot regardless. So that's why I married her. All right. Well, that's not exactly why I married her, but that's mostly why. Okay. Moving along. Tropheus. Tropheus icola. These guys are doing quite well. There's about 25 in the tank right now. It's not that yellow in person or green or whatever color this is. Again, the camera does what it wants. But what you'll see here is color transitions between a number of them. If you guys remember, most of them originally looked like this guy over here. And then we got some big bad boys over here going through their entire transition. These guys are very mood dependent on how they're going to appear. The happier they are, the darker their heads will be, for example. Usually these guys are like canaries in a mine. You can tell when you need to do a water change when they start to get pale. Unfortunately, I don't use that as a telltale sign as to when I should do my water changes, but you know, whenever you forget that tank, maybe it's a good idea. One thing I am noticing, wait for this guy to come out from behind the power head, or the wave maker. Look at his colors, this one here, right there, you see him? Isn't that weird? So he's got more black than he does yellow. Now I wonder if that's because they're being diluted, they're being bred in heavier numbers, you know, it's difficult to say, but these are not wild caught. Tropheus are very rewarding fish to keep, but they can be very difficult as well. Easy to feed. These guys get the exact same diet as the Malawis up top. If you're not familiar with these guys, they're from Lake Tanganyika. There's tons of different strains of Tropheus. So whatever your preference is, there's going to be something that's going to be along those lines. Like you like the rainbow ones, you like blue ones, yellow, black. Personally, for me, I like high contrasting fish. So these and Tropheus duboisi are my favorite, and they're not all the same care level either. In my opinion, the Tropheus duboisi were far simpler to keep than the Icola. We're going to take a look at the Vija, and then I'm going to get my wife to feed some of the other fish down below, especially the Waru tank. Angels are always fun. We'll just a second here. We'll go and take a look at the Vieja. I got to turn this around. I love trolling you guys with the Vija. Vieja, I know how to say it, but I think it's funny the way I say it, and I like to say it that way. It's easier to pronounce for me, and it creates more excitement, interest in these guys, and you guys talk about them nonstop. So whatever I can do to raise awareness and excitement about a fish, I'll call it Vija all day long. Just like I had to name Frank. All right. The Vieja, doing fantastic. Reflections on the glass, of course. So this one here is a Synspillum. We've got, this is an Argentina. And then we get some, ooh, I love when they get all darkened up. That's a Hartwiggy. What are these guys eating? Let me see something. What am I give them? Shoot, I'm just gonna give them some of these pellets. I actually didn't prepare for these guys, but they'll eat them too. They're a slow sinking pellet, 1 millimeter in size. I had a bunch for a lot of the smaller fish, but these guys will eat them too. Just a second here. Oh, the production here is absolutely insane, isn't it? The camera work. All right. And some of these, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Yum. Nothing more rewarding than watching your fish eat and accept the food. Look at what they did to the Anubias. This is supposed to be the one plant in the hobby that fish typically won't eat. These guys don't care, they'll eat whatever they want. I had one tell me the other day, I'm not his real dad, I don't make the rules. He'll do what he wants. No, they didn't say that, but probably would. All right, moving along. All right, the Angels. Everybody loves the Angels. We'll do them next. Who wants to look at that pile of discus over here? Tanya, if I could get you to feed, just toss in a bit of this. Do you know what that is? We just pour it in a little bit, but not a lot because we're going to use it for other fish. Do you know what those are? Bloodworms. They're bloodworms, yeah. So I typically don't feed a lot of bloodworms because fish have difficulties digesting them, but go ahead. I just know that they're going to go ahead and eat them. You can pour like half of it in. That's just water coming out. Keep it going. So there's the cardinals in there. That's good, yeah. Let's give it a minute. Now this should provoke them to come out. But, yeah, I've been preparing all day to get this gallery. I had the shop vac going. These guys were kind of upset. I've also been playing around, toying with the lighting a bit, so they're a little frustrated right now. Yay, discus. Fun stuff. All right, Sean Delaney with the super chat, $10. How's it going? I'm gonna say that question's for you, Tanya. How's it going? Good. Next question, what's it like being married to the king? That was my question. I won't troll her. She'll get upset. and she'll never do this again. All right. Let me see here. Thanks for the super chat though, Sean. I appreciate it. $10, taking you out on a fancy date. All right. The angels. I'm gonna climb up here, unless you want to. Do you want to do these? You can give them the same thing. Give them, actually, you know what? Give them this. Give them half of this. So this is some mysis shrimp. We've got some brine shrimp, and we got some krill. The angels will eat it for sure. Slide her open. And then, oh, no. You gotta make sure the lid's up too. She's gonna pour it right on top of that lid. Just go ahead and pour it all in. Not all of it, but good half of it. There should be a lid.
Oh.
There's like a handle.
Yeah.
You almost poured it right on top of that. There you go. Fantastic. So what a lot of people will do is feed their fish just cubes, right? So when you feed the cube floats around, and that allows the fish to kind of pick at it. A lot of people say they're working for it. But in my opinion, it's typically the worst thing you could do because some of the less dominant fish aren't really getting anything to eat, while all the bigger guys are. So I like to blow it around the entire aquarium. If you're worried about your filtration system simply sucking it all up, then make sure that you, of course, shut your filter off before you feed like this. But I defrost it in a little bit of water, and that's it. Toss it in, we're good to go. These guys are always fun to feed. See here. I continuously seeing some chats and stuff, but sorry guys, I keep missing them for some reason. Let me just see if I can turn it on somehow. How do you do that? I'm sorry, I missed it. Thank you for the super chat. It came in as a different currency. I didn't see it in time. My apologies. Bonnie Lee with her super chat. Love your videos. Love from Australia. I would love to go to Australia sometime. Hey, from Scotland. What's up, Darren? Okay, let's keep it moving. Let's move on to a really fun tank. You know what? You can give them. You know what? We're gonna have to. Let me show these guys what I'm working with here. Let's go ahead and kind of combine these two. Stir it up. And you taste it. You always gotta taste it. It's good. It's good to go. It's the different finger. Okay, so that's disgusting. We have fed these guys. So climb up here and feed what's in this tank. Nobody knows what's in this tank. I'll give you a hint. They used to be over there. I decided I'd split the sumps and give them a bigger. Oh, damn. Look at them go. They hate you. These are the clown loaches. Man, look at them go nuts. Maybe if you feed them, this will be the first time they've ever eaten. Tanya will be the first one to ever feed the make sure the lid's up. Yep. Yep. There you go. So hopefully they'll eat. We'll see what happens. These guys are just freaking out. Once they get some food into them, I think they'll be okay. But they were being medicated a little while ago, so. Clown loaches do not do well in bare bottom tanks. I think it removes a sense of security with them. So once they get over to the 375, they'll have sand and hiding places and whatnot. They're gonna do a lot better. But right now, this is what I'm dealing with. I'll admit that this is the first time that their lights have been on as well. But, so it's not exactly fair to them. When I'm quarantining fish, I do not like to have the lights on, but these guys are just absolutely great. Look at their coloration based on the fact that they're actually quite stressed. Doing quite well. So all their food is kind of blowing around. I'm sure they'll eat it. LR Brett's Aquatics says some beautiful clowns. Thank you. All right, so let's take a look at a tank you guys haven't seen yet with the stocking, but these guys have been added already. Don't look like they want to do a whole lot. This is the Asian tank. I've actually rescaped it. We're gonna have to make a full video on this, on what I did, why I did it. And I'm actually having some problems with this tank. I meant to take out all the clown loaches for our remaining, look at them little buggers going. I emptied this entire tank and had the water drain bottom. It was just sand. And they were like stuck in crevices everywhere. So that kind of sucked, but the Rasboras are doing well. These are Harlequin Rasboras, probably my favorite of all Rasboras for a couple reasons. One, I love the contrast of the wedge on their backs. Plus, they're pretty inexpensive, classic fish. They tend to do well. They usually school together, but right now they're not doing that well. Look at all the pearl gouramis are in there as well. That kind of sucks. Tanya's gonna get them out with some food. Hey, Joey, across the water in Newfoundland. Love your videos. Thanks, Nick. Bingo X Boy, what is your wife's favorite fish or tank? What is it, Tanya? What do you like? Oh, you don't like Frank? You're gonna cause a riot. Okay, I'm gonna apologize formally for Tanya in advance for saying Frank is not her favorite. But what is it?
The colorful ones.
The colorful ones?
Yeah.
Which ones? These guys?
No, those aren't colorful.
The peacocks. You can say it. It's not a dirty word because it's fish. Her favorite is the peacock, male peacock tank. Go figure, tank full of males.
Those ones are nice.
You like the angels? I like the angels too. Are the loaches eating it? Frank, outrage. How dare she? Oh, you're causing some problems in the comments now, Tanya. I should have coached you. I should have coached her. That's my fault. I should have told her that no matter what you like, Frank is the best. Don't feed them all of that, but like give them half of it, I guess. Because we're gonna feed the rainbows too. And it goes. I typically don't feed frozen foods, but you know, when you're live, this tends to be your fish's kind of favorite food. Look at these little buggers, the clowns. Ugh, they bother me so much that they were able to slip by and stay in there. So some of the gouramis are coming out as well. These, I'm gonna add in some big, massive plants into this, probably some really bushy plants, because I cannot get these pearls to come out, regardless of the lighting cycle or anything. Water quality is perfect, I mean, and they're absolutely stunning. When they do come out, I'll walk past the tank, and they're just in there in a big shoal, swimming slowly, and then I come and then like, boom, right in the corner. Tank's doing good, though. All right, so, I don't know if you're aware of this, Tanya, but the only real reason anybody watches me is for Frank. I've been told that if I don't do Frank videos all day, every day, 24/7 Frank, they're unsubscribing to me. So we have to feed Frank here in a minute. You know what? Let's feed the rainbows though. Hey for cichlids. Frank is king. All right, so yeah, we'll go with the rest of whatever's in here, which is a combination of a few things. We're gonna feed the rainbows. These guys are a blast to eat. So this lid just lifts up like this, very light. We've got some Bosmani rainbows and some red rainbows in there. The Bosmanis are coloring up nicely. We'll just have a little feeding frenzy. Their numbers have been made to be about even now. If you're looking for red rainbows, go check out One Fish, Two Fish. He's got quite a bit now. He's got some Bosmani too. But yeah, when I add in the loaches into this tank, I think it's gonna be pretty awesome. Thanks for the BFD shout outs, Ted Scott. I mean, big fish deal is my favorite event. Oh, fun story, fun fact about the big fish deal. Tanya's coming. That's Tanya. You met her earlier. But yeah, she's coming. And I'm doing a talk that I'm pretty excited about. So, hope to see you guys there. Again, that's my favorite hobbyist event of all time. Just because the level of interaction we get to actually have. And a lot of other bigger conventions, it's very difficult to actually have conversations. But with the big fish deal, before this thing explodes out of size, it's a good idea to get in the early years, make friends, and keep coming back year after year. This is my third year going. That's got to tell you something. I've never been to any other event 3 times in a row. But hope to see you guys there. Okay, so I'm going to separate some food for Frank. I'll show you what we're working with here. It's just some do-it-yourself foods. Frank's a glutton, so I can give him some of that, I think. And the Beischer likes it too. Well, that might be too much. I just heard say, Frank, no, it's not too much. It's just the right amount. All right, so you could dump all of this in. You know what? I'm going to give you full access to the top here. So this is just some fresh foods. Tanya's gonna dump her in. Kind of like throw it around, just so like Do you ever think getting a common pleco? No, never common plecos. Thanks for the super chat though, Nick. There they go eating it. This is the best tank to feed, the funnest. So we've got the 3 or 4 Asian arowana, the big pearl. Look at the little pearl over there. A couple of black diamonds here, another one over here. This tank has been such a pleasure to keep. When I show like random, like local people this tank, like just pictures of it, they all say the same thing. They're like, "That's your aquarium? That's in your house?" It's not a house, of course, but like nobody believes it. Like this is like a zoo quality type of thing. And to be honest with you, a lot of the gallery was inspired by some of the zoos I've been frequenting and visiting. I'm going to show you exactly some of the tanks that truly inspired this gallery here shortly. But Nick Curl, you're welcome for the super chat. Well, what kind? What about any type of pleco? Yeah. So the problem with like plecos, I plan to add plecos to almost every aquarium. I'm probably sticking with more L numbers, but sorry, will I multitask here? The problem with the way I order right now is I have to order 50 of them, or pay like, I don't know, $80 in shipping because it only holds so many bags and it's $400 in shipping. I'm gonna go somewhere else. One Fish, Two Fish just got in a ton of plecos. I was supposed to go in last weekend, but I didn't find the time. But yeah, I want to do some of the fancier plecos. At one point, I wanted to start a collection of fancy plecos, collect all the L numbers. But then I was objectifying my fish, and it just felt wrong. So I don't know. Maybe I'll still get into it. We'll see. All right, last tank to feed is Frank and Stein. Did you know the Beicher's name was Stein?
I didn't know you had it. It looked like a snake.
It looks like a snake? Well, these are an ancient fish. Probably the oldest species of fish in the entire gallery. Arowana would have to be next. Some of the newest fish are probably... Oh, you can't get in here. Oh, I've got a video coming out of what I'm doing with this tank here soon. So, you should have made him dance for it. Frank will do barrel rolls. Frank, go on over there and eat. Over here. He doesn't even know. There he goes. Maybe he'll see it. Down, Frank. Yes, there's a camera. So he's a camera hog as well. Frank, if you go to the bottom of the tank, you can have some food. He's like, no, not until the camera's gone. Go eat. The Beicher's getting excited. He can taste it in the water. This is literally a problem with him. He loves the camera so much with a few friends, but I'm there.